You're all right.
All right, we're back on the air. So we were talking about Joey Logano and his going into 2022. Now here's the thing: Joey Logano will he actually? We talked about he actually had a win at the Bristol Dirt Race. I mean, he's not really he's not a dirt guy in my opinion. Well, I
Now
didn't
that
go ahead.
that Master, uh, you know, this is going to be surprising. So with his numbers, uh, it can only get better. I mean, it could get worse.
So who knows? But
Yeah, I mean, luck of the draw or how you finish. So,
yeah,
you're right. I mean, but even 2 years ago, he was struggling with. So, we'll see. We'll see what this year brings.
yeah, man. And now we move to Bubba Wallace. He brings Booty Baker to the box, and I will tell you what. Last season I will say Talladega, that was something. I will tell you. Rained out on Sunday. I was actually there at the track, ready and raring to be sitting in my seat watching 188 laps around that track, and then here comes the cloudburst. I told my buddy, I was like, for Saturday, it was clear skies, no rain in the forecast, and then Sunday, what happens? Nope, it's just gonna rain. It's gonna rain. Let's just do that. But having Booty Baker on the box, I think will be something really special for Bubba Wallace.
Well, we hope so. I mean, I think what he got in Talladega, I'm sorry, but I think that's a cheap win. Even though that's his first professional and the first ever black racer to, get a win. I really don't call it a win. It was just luck of the draw. To be honest with you, I mean, I'm not, saying this in a mean way, but, let's look at 2017, 4 races, and no wins, no top fives, no top tens, no poles, no laps led. 2018, 36 races, 1 top 5, 3 top 10s, no poles. He was able to leave 19 laps, but that was at super speedways. 2019, 36, 0, 1 top 5, 1 top 10, and then 1 lap led, and that was at another super speedway. So, 2022, 36 wins, 36 races, 1 top 5,
2022.
5 top 10s. 2020, sorry.
Okay.
0 poles, 14 laps led, again, super speedway. And then 2021, Bubba Wallace, 36 races, 1 win, 3 top 5s, 3 top 10s, 0 poles, 62 laps led, and most of that was, again, super speedways. So, benefiting from the super speedways from him. Can he get better? Well, he can't get any worse than what he is.
I mean, that's true enough.
And for him, he needs to get a real victory. I'm rain short race. I don't like that. I think it's a poor mismanagement, especially for the fans who get screwed out of tickets for paying a lot of money. I mean, you look at the Daytona 500 tickets, $180, okay, and that gets you just basic into the door. Hello, right? So, $180 to get in, and then it rains, but because it's Daytona, they could go all night because of the weather, right? Same thing with Darlington or most of these tracks. Talladega, you can't. So, I don't know. It's just disappointing. I mean, it's a win. It goes down as a record as a win. And what will that mean to him if he never wins a race again?
That's true. Yes, very true. And those top fives you mentioned, his top 5 in 2018 and 2019, the one top 5 he scored was that second in the 2018 500. Honestly, that was pretty cool at first, and then you see his top 5 in 2019 was at the Brickyard to finish the third. Now let's move on to the 24 of William Byron. Now William Byron has Rudy Fugle on the box once again this upcoming season. William Byron got a win at Homestead, made it to the round of 12. I mean, that's pretty impressive. The guy, bringing this 24 some good luck, I will say, is the absolute great sight to see, to get a win, make it that far. But, William Byron is an iRacer. I mean, come on, dude. This guy races on iRacing. When you saw the Pro Invitational on this kid, he won basically most of the races. And, I don't know if this was a smart move going into 2018. We had to see, William Byron moves to the 24 and we bring Chase Elliott over to the 9. I don't think that was a very, very smart move by Rick Hendrick. But honestly, if it's going to get us a win, it's going to get us a win. But honestly, William Byron, like I said, got a win at Homestead. That was an early start. And, that was a non-restricted plate race. And his first one came in 2020 at Daytona to get into the playoffs, and I've heard a lot of controversy back when that happened. Everyone's like, "Oh, he doesn't deserve that." That was a not well-deserved win because he wrecked Bubba Wallace and took a 3 wide on the going into backstretch. I'm like, well, I mean, say what you want. I mean, the guy's driving the 24. That's the most historic number you could get. I mean, he's not like Jeff Gordon. He's still learning though.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely still learning, sure. What happened with, as far as Rick Hendrick had to do with the 9, and yeah, I mean, granted, Chase Elliott, you wanted them to be in that 24 car. But, the owner made a deal to get the 9 car because they wanted to satisfy Bill Elliott, and that's his son, and, Rick Hendrick gave up a number, I think it was 2 numbers, to get the 9 car. So he finally gets the 9 car. So, Chase was going to definitely drive that. So, that's something that they worked out in a deal to finish the 24 from Gordon to Thing on the backside. So Rick Hendrick wanted that. That's where he lost. No, I shouldn't say that. He lost the 5 a long time ago, too.
He lost the 5. He lost the 5 in 2017 when Casey Kane went to move to Levine Family Racing, and then they let go of. Oh, I'm trying to think what they let go. They let go of the 5 after 2017. They haven't revived it since last season, so I think.
Well, right. So the 5 car was always a Hendrick number. It's just that they wanted to do some sort of deal to get the 9 car back. So they got the 9 back, and then he rode in there, and then William took over on the 24. My thing was, when I looked at that, and I saw what was going on, and that was when Danica Kirkpatrick was around. So I was thinking that because she was using Hendrick's Motorsports engines, that she would be the one that would be going over to 24 to make it smart. And the reason why I say that is you need women to be involved in NASCAR. And that was the driver at the time that was hot, that was coming in, a hot name, not meaning, that, but coming in here as a hot name to take over the 24 that's been been around for, ages, since Jeff Gordon raced. So that was the whole thing there. And then William Byron came around, and who was this kid? So, and he did well. I mean, his first year, 36 races. He had 4 top 10s. He led 61 laps. And then you look at 2019, he had 36 races, of course, 5 top 5s. Still looking for that win. And then 13 top 10s, 5 poles. I mean, so now it was starting to pick up. 2020, a little difficult time. He only had 1 win, 4 top 4s, 14 top 10s, and then you look at he didn't have a pole either. 2021, 36 races, 1 win, 12 top 10s, 20 top 20s, 2 poles, and he led 425 laps. That's his most that he led, with an average start of 8.72, and he finally finished with a 13.64 for the year. So, finishing 13th average. It's pretty good for a young driver that's still learning.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's going to be it's going to be something how it's it's gonna be something with that young kid.
Yeah.
Now let's move on to the number 31. Now this is going to be a shock to each and every one of you. Justin Haley will be going to a full-time NASCAR Cup Series ride. He actually, is it? I think it says right here, Calling Racing will be piloting Justin Haley driving the 31 with Trent Owens on the box, and Justin Haley, yes, will be entering. He was Now think about this. Now, mind you, this Trent Owens was the former crew chief of of Ryan Preece. Now, however, Justin Haley, this kid is, honestly, I think should have actually had a NASCAR. Not really. He was with Rich. I think kid may get some learning experience from Trent Owens on top of the box.
Well, I mean, it should be interesting. He could do. You look at Xfinity last year, 31 races, 2 top 10s, 4 laps led. So that's a little. 2020, he only had 2 races up in the Cup, it looks like, and he started 34th, but he finished 12th. So 2019, 3 races, 1 win, 1 top 5, 1 top 10, 1 lap led. And his average finish was 22nd. So, young driver here. I think he's a good driver, so we'll see what he can do up here in the Cup Series.
Yeah, man, and that one win came at Daytona in 2019 at Daytona, and when it was the 4th of July race. And I asked a fellow YouTuber of Darian Gilliam or Black Flags Matter. Excuse me. I asked him, and I was like, Darian, what's your thought about Justin Haley's win? He was like, overrated or something like that, because and I was like, why? And he was like, well, he only led 1 lap, and then, here comes the rain and everything, so I don't blame him, so.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, once again, you look at the rain-shortened races, which we talked about, with Bubba Wallace. It's the same thing. I hate him. Let me see him win a real one before, we go on here. But this guy's very promising. I mean, he was doing it well in Xfinity. So, all we could do is look forward and see what it's going to be. Because this is going to be a big change from them. And, these Xfinity drivers are going to be opening up a new can of worms with everybody. Especially with the new next gen car. So, we'll see.
Yeah, sure. Now, going on to Michael McDowell, the defending 500 winner, I think, and with his new crew chief, Blake Harris, Michael McDowell, as this is saying right now, he is returning to his 5th season with Front Row Motorsports. And I'm telling you, he made the playoffs, I will say Michael McDowell is one of the coolest drivers you could probably see on the track, but, he has always been a bridesmaid on so many tracks. He was a bridesmaid when he was in the Xfinity Series, trying to win, and he got his win in 2016 at Road America when he drove for Richard Childress, and then come back a couple of years later, he goes to the Cup Series and wins the 500, and that was something historical. I mean, not a lot of people could say they've won the Daytona 500.
Well, I mean, yeah, I go with your point here. Like I said before tonight, it was Daytona and Talladega are the 2 most places where non-factor drivers could win a race. And you've seen it with him because, yes, he did win it, so he automatically bid into the playoffs, right? What did he do for the rest of the year?
Honestly, nothing. That's
nothing. He maintained. That was it. And then the first round, he was out, right? So, because he was splitting time with another driver, he got most of the starts in that car, but then, it wasn't being consistent, and he was struggling throughout the whole year. So, you look at when Kyle Larson won it, right? The 42, when he drove that car and won it and came out of nowhere. It was a struggle for the whole year. So I like the guy. I think he's a really nice guy. down to earth and everything like that. But unfortunately, he failed for the rest of the season.
I think that's what the
So,
thing is, What I think what it is you win. You like, let's say you get a win. Okay, you got your win. Then you make it to the playoffs, and then you have that downfall. Then you have your second time you win a race, and then you have multiple wins. Then you make it farther into the playoffs, and you were mentioning Kyle Larson. Think about his first win at Michigan in 2016. Got him into the round of 16, then got eliminated. Then you go 2017, the guy got 4 wins, and then made it to the round of 12, get eliminated, and then look at him now as a champion. You never thought you'd see someone be like, oh, he was in the playoffs, wasn't he? And you're like, yeah, he was in the playoffs, and then everyone was like, oh, well, he's not going to make it that far, but then, oh, well, shut those haters up.
well, I think he got into the right car. He got into the right ownership that took a chance on him, for making that remark, which was totally stupid to lose his job in the first place. That's my opinion. For something that was said in a video game. I mean, it was hurtful. I mean, I get it. I mean, I'll never understand what that person will feel like because I'm not that particular color, but it's good to see that people get rewarded for they make mistakes, they come back, and look what kind of year he had. But you look at it, he was in a great machine. He was in that 88 or 5 machine, and then he had great team of the old 48. You had Jeff Gordon in the background helping, so I think he played a significant factor, and a lot of people don't see what he does to help out an organization like Hendrick. So I think he's really big, and Jeff Gordon is going to be pretty good, and I think Hendrick Motorsports might one day just be Gordon Motorsports. That's just a joke. But, I think he made the right deal and the right move. So
Yes, I think so too. And speaking of which, now we move to the number 38, which is now going to be driven by Todd Gilliland, who is going to be a rookie, moving all the way from the Truck Series to the Cup Series. And, Todd is David's son, and I just realized this. Todd Gilliland is driving the 38. His dad drove the 38 for the same team. But here's the thing. I don't think this is a smart move with Todd Gilliland moving all the way from the Truck Series all the way to the Cup Series. I think you should have probably gave him an Xfinity ride and then see how he did and then moved him up.
Well, here we go again, right? So you're bringing up these young kids to get into the league of 40 drivers, right? Because they want to make the field 40 drivers throughout the whole season. So I think we're rushing these guys as we move up. This is where it could knock his confidence. If he has a bad year, this is where it's going to cause some problems. So, and Bob Jenkins, the owner. So, I think this is going to be really interesting. If he falls on his face, and that's where we might run into problems. Where if he falls on his face, then you rushed him up here, and then you're struggling for the rest of the year. So, we'll see. He drove for Kyle Busch Motorsports. He scored his 4th series win at Martinsville in 2019. So it should be interesting to see what this kid could do. But with no Xfinity experience, but then again, if the car is not the car tomorrow or the next generation car, maybe it doesn't matter.
Sure. Yes, very true. Now, moving on, Cole Custer, we got a little news about Cole Custer probably running a part-time deal due to not making as much as what Tony Stewart expected, but I don't really have any comments about Cole Custer, although he's a great guy. Had a win at Kentucky, that last Kentucky win, and I have nothing else to say about Cole. either than, good luck in the near future with you. Now we move to Todd Gillen. Now, I'm sorry, did I say Todd Gillen? Ty
Yeah,
Dillon.
yeah.
Ty Dillon will be moving to Petty GMS Motorsports. Now, he's driving the 42. Now, let me say this right now. I think this was a smart move by Richard Petty. He is getting way too old to own a race team, and that's why probably GMS stepped in and be like, hey, I think now what we gotta do is just step on in and have, because Richard is getting old. He's well past owning this team.
Well, here's the deal. This is just like the Wood brothers. It's the same deal. You look at Kyle Petty. Adam Petty was supposed to be here, but he horrifically died in an accident with the throttle stuck. So, things could have been different there for these guys.
Sure.
It's just sad. It's just 100% sad. It's maybe it's time to sell it. I don't know. I don't know what Kyle's position is with his old man either, whether they get along or not. I think or something just doesn't seem fit or right, especially with the Petty Enterprise. Both Wood Brothers and Petty Enterprises have been a garbage show, in my opinion. That it's been money to keep the sponsors happy. I mean, if I was a sponsor of Petty Enterprises, I would not be happy. I would pull my sponsorship away from them because they're not relevant in anything. So, yeah, okay, you see the car once or twice up in the lead, during Daytona. Okay, but I want to see more than that. I want to see wins. I want to see, top tens, and I want to see consistency. There has been no consistency for the 21 or the 43, and I think they're both in the standstill with Chip Ganassi. So all those three guys that you would never think that they would have problems in NASCAR are the ones that had problems in NASCAR.
I think you're trying to say that their glory days are well behind them.
The glory days are well behind them. I don't know what's going on. They need to figure out the engine package. The whole Ray Everham thing of him going to Dodge was a total screw up there too. So that was just a waste of energy to get Dodge back into the NASCAR. Will Dodge ever come back? I don't know. They're working on something now with Dodge, with something going on with the NASCAR going electric. If that happens, I don't think I'm going to watch it. I've seen electric cars. I don't know. I just don't like it. But, I mean, that's where Dodge is aiming their thing, is they're trying to do the electric now. Electric cars. So that was a rumor that's going on, that Dodge might be back in NASCAR if NASCAR changes to batteries. Wouldn't that be something special, Nick?
Yeah, it would be. And, now moving on to Ty Dillon's teammate, Eric Jones, will be returning. Now, we kind of covered this last night, but now we get to where Kurt Busch has moved to 23XI with Billy Scott back as his crew chief. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Billy Scott and them have aligned. But now, hold on, let me see this. So it says right here, Stuart Haas will be, so Kurt Busch gave a win at Bristol in 2018. So Billy Scott and Kurt Busch reunite, and now Kurt Busch, is getting close to his retirement. Kurt is like at that point where very soon he is going to hang up his helmet, and right now I think moving to 23XI, I don't know, man. This guy is a NASCAR champion. He's a hothead. He has a temper like his brother, and I don't know, man. But I think it was probably a smart move, because think about it, on the play tracks, he could help his brother because they're going to be both Toyotas.
Well, maybe they could. I don't know. I mean, Busch is okay. He's just average right now. Is that going to keep, going? Is him and his brother going to be, like, retiring together? I don't know. Just a sad thing for those guys. I mean, you've seen them, it's hit and miss. Is the 23 team going to be? I don't know. I don't know what they're going to be, but I mean they're being backed by Gibbs, so it's really a secretly Gibbs, another team for them. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that team.
Just wait and see.
Wait and see. It's a wait and see, and then see how it goes in the mid-season.
Yes, I agree. And, now we move on as this is, I think, confirmed that Ricky Stenhouse Jr. confirmed that, he will extend his contract. I think this will be his last year with JTT Doherty. And Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Now, here's the thing. This guy's a two-time Xtreme Series champion, took the reins in 2013 when Matt Kenseth moved over to Joe Gibbs. Now this guy only has 2 Cup Series wins, both at plate tracks, both at Talladega in the spring and July at Talladega. July at Daytona, and this guy made it as far as the round of 12. And for me personally, when I saw this from my own eyes, I was like, well, he should have been eliminated in the round of 16. But Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. type, and he's a guy we all call Wrecky Stenhouse Jr. because he always wrecks the car. And honestly, I have nothing else to talk about because
he's probably just like Swervin' Irvin of Ernie Irvin. Remember Ernie Irvin, good old Swervin' Irvin. He'd crash into everything and then cause accidents.
Well, I'm not really. But I'll take your word on that. I'll take your word on that one. I guess if let's say you actually met him, he would probably take that as a compliment. But I don't know. I'm not trying to get in trouble with JTT Doherty if they actually saw my stream. But moving.
Yes, I mean, come on, Swervin' Irvin. I mean, if you're not sure of look it up, man. They call him Swervin' Irvin or Ernie Irvin. That boy would. I love the guy, but he would. He would always kind of like what's his face that always tries to get into a race. David Marcus every year tries to make it into the 500. Some of these guys are 99 years old trying to make it in there.
Yeah, no kidding.
Breaking news. I have breaking news. You want to hear some breaking news?
What we got?
All right, breaking news. NASCAR. Possible. Greg Biffle to return to NASCAR in 2022, riding part-time. Biffle coming back to the track to run in NASCAR. So we're still waiting on further details, but there's been rumors going around that he possibly may drive the 44 machine.
Oh, wow. Well, that we will if later during the season we do this podcast, if anything goes, we'll be talking about that story as well. We also will keep track of new stories breaking through the whole world. That's why this is called the NASCAR podcast. This is why we're after every race we'll talk about things, we'll discuss a lot what we saw, how everyone's thought was, and we'll answer your questions, and we'll get all that. So this is just the preseason stuff right now. So moving on, Alex Bowman, however, extends his contract with HMS for a 2-year deal with Greg Ives back on the box, and oh my gosh, I'm sorry. It just makes me laugh. 4 wins last season, getting called a hack makes me laugh. I'm sorry. Taking over the 48 it just makes me laugh how you get called a hack by a guy who's been in the series way longer than you have. I'm sorry, it cracks me up. Sorry.
Yeah. No. Other news also, NASCAR veteran Alec Aroma announces he will retire after the 22 season.
Eric Almirola, I think we mentioned that. We mentioned that yesterday night, didn't we? We mentioned that, but
I don't remember.
But anyways, Cody Ware driving the Rick Ware car. There's no really news about the Rick Ware cars. I don't really know much about lower teams like Rick Ware or BJ McLeod's team, so I'm not really going to point that out. Daniel Suarez back in his second year with Trackhouse. Now, Trackhouse, I will say, owned by Pitbull, I think this season could be a good year for Trackhouse. They could get a win this season.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Yeah, man. And let's see. So we got the. Okay, so we just got done with the driver changes. Now, I think we did mention the Gen 7 car, but if not, I will probably move the is 2022 better, and then we'll probably talk about Gen 7. But moving on, moving on to 2022, is this going to be a better season, or was last season, as they say, the best season ever?
At the end of the year, I mean, it was really only good for one person, right? So Kyle Larson there was, in the beginning of it, it was, COVID. So I say this is a COVID year last year. This year is going to be totally different. And the reason why I say it's going to be totally different, we got qualifying back, we got practicing back. So I think it's going to be added to the race weekend, which is really nice to see the qualifying, seeing what the cars can do. I think the cars are going to be, faster than what they were in the past. I don't know what the whole Talladega I think Daytona is going to be like until we actually see them racing for real, getting the practice in. We saw the preseason, but that wasn't enough. When you see 40 cars out there, that's where you're going to see the stuff. That's where you're going to see the changes here. The twin 125s are going to be awesome. I can't wait for the Gatorade 125s or whatever they call them now. So seeing those boys on the field is going to be awesome once we get that.
Oh,
going.
Most definitely. And yeah, and I will tell you this right now. It's going to be interesting how we saw the Tango with all the plate races. But however, now we'll actually, we think that I think I agree with you there. I mean, 2021, of course, was a good season, but I hope this season goes better with this new generation car. But now, however, let's move to the Gen 7 talk, and with Gen 7, I think we did mention this last night, where Gen 7, these cars have 5 gears and all different, toys and accessories, and it's the newest hot thing on the block. It's like a new toy. You're like, oh, I want to get this thing. It's a new toy, and then next thing you know, a few days later, you don't want to play with it again, and then you're just like, nope, I'm just gonna throw it away, and then you just pretend it never even happened.
Well, you got to remember, it's going to take a lot of patience. So
Yes.
that's the first thing. So you got to have patience. You can't get frustrated. You're going to get frustrated, so you back away, take a breath, get back in it, do it again. So that's the one thing I've learned about iRacing between NASCAR heat racing. NASCAR heat racing, you can send it in there. You don't give a crap, and nothing's going to happen to you like it would. Now, you go in iRacing and you go with that mentality. You're going to take your car in turn one, you're going to wreck it, and then that's it. That's all you got. So it's realistic.
However, you have a restart. You have a reset button, don't you? You could reset your car.
Depends. That you only get one. So if you got a 500 lap race and you send it in there to lap one, and you crash your car, well, that's it. That's all you got. So, it's very realistic. Yeah, I mean, you get a reset, but you really don't want to use that if you don't have to. But it's going to be a tough year. For one, parts is going to be an issue. So they already said about the parts, and they're having problems getting parts. So you're not going to have the resources that you had back with Gen 6 because you were able to have 4 or 5 cars. And if something went wrong, you could go back to an Xfinity car, take that car, and make it into a Cup car, over the weekend. So I think it's going to be a little rough for the drivers going in the first couple of weeks. And like I said, once they get out to California, that's going to be a tough time because normally shops have cars out in California where they don't have to transport them back and forth. So, that's where it's going to be an issue.
Yeah, for sure. And after we have only the now on my my list I have left is we got the pit stops, the schedule, who's next to retire, the Xfinity and Truck Series, and then the playoffs, which we will save that for probably, if not tomorrow, because I know because tomorrow there's possibilities me and Jamie will be talking about this stuff tomorrow. I don't want to be sure, but
yeah, we could do a 3-way if you want.
Okay, wow, okay, just do it through it. Okay, yeah, okay. But he'll let me know, because I said if you wanted to hop on in, we could do this tonight. He's actually out with his daughter-in-law or something, so it makes sense, bud.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
anyway,
you talk about Cup here tonight, and then we'll touch. We got a couple more minutes here because we've been on for about an hour almost. Anything else you want to lastly cover tonight?
Not really, but I do want to say again, thank you so much, Billy, for tuning in. I do appreciate it, man. It is amazing to have you up here with me, man. And guys, part 3 will be coming. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me give you some other news that's going around. All right. I've been in heavily contact over the past 3 days with Misfits Racing. And we're gonna see. We may do Tuesday nights. I might be in the broadcast booth Tuesday nights and possibly Thursday nights, but I think it's gonna be every other Thursday. So I'm really looking forward to possibly going back to Misfits. And I wanted to see if I'm gonna put you on a spot because we're live right now to see if you would join me in the booth for Tuesday night racing for Misfits Racing.
I cannot because well, here's the thing. I will say this right now. We have a dash thing now. Okay, so the thing is we have a dash. So top 12 make it, and then let's say me, RKM, and some other guys don't make it. There's we have to dash, and if certain people don't make it, we don't really have to dash. But so RKM and Maddie will talk to you about that, but if I do not make the race, I will help you then. If I do make it, I cannot because I am running a... Right. But here's the thing, I will say this, I am running a full-time season for all 3 series. So, but I got to look at I think this week for truck is Richmond's. I forget where. Oh, we're at road courses for Cup, or we're at Watkins Glen for Cup. Oh gosh, I think we are somewhere else. I forget where we were this Tuesday, but I mean not Tuesday, Wednesday. So, but I am doing a full-time season. So.
Okay, so you're full-time. Yeah. Never mind.
Well, no. Here's the thing. I will say, I think we have a couple guys. I know someone I could hook you up with. Me and him did the all 3 series. If you saw my stream from all 3, it was really cool, and I will say all 3 changed. First stage they go to truck. Stage 2 they go to Xfinity. Third stage they go to Cup. It's actually pretty cool.
So that I wanted to put you on the spot for that. What else? I got Field Up Motorsports. That's on Monday nights at around 9:15, 9:30. So you could check them out. Field Up Motorsports. You can check them out on YouTube. Wednesday night, for me, if you don't mind me saying, I work for Freaky Fast Broadcasting, 8 o'clock. What I do there is iRacing, and we're in the playoffs. So it's very exciting over there. So I know you'll be watching Nick, but come on over, Freaky Fast, say hello. I would really appreciate that. That's Freaky Fast on the YouTube. Don't forget to like or subscribe Nick 2019 Champ for all those people that are coming in here tonight. Also, NASCAR WPS, YouTube and Twitch. I've been showing some classic NASCAR racing on there pretty much every night. So if you want to check that out, join us. You want to put your name in the comment there and you want to be a driver in there, you could go ahead and put your name in there and I could assign you a number or pick a number, whatever you want. That'd be cool. You could see your name driving with the pros. What else do I have for you? that's it, man. If you guys are looking to join a league, there is a league opened up on Saturday. It's called the Samsung Racing League. Jason Kennedy, I believe, is the guy that you want to talk to. They're looking for drivers. They're really short of drivers, and they want to make it big. So check that out, Samsung Racing League on the Facebook page.
Yeah, man.
That's it for me.
All right, guys. Well, part 3 of this podcast will possibly be tomorrow night. I'm still waiting on James Summers to let me know about if we are going to do the third part, if we can. If not, I still have Billy on my standby. But if not, he did tell me last night. He told me he was like, he was like, he could probably do one maybe on Sunday. So there's possibilities.
All right.
And like I said, this will be a daily thing. I will stream after each race, and we'll discuss what we saw and what our opinions were. So once again, guys, thank you so much.
Well, the only problem with that, Nick, is Sunday night, Daytona 500. We're going to be there live. So maybe we could do a podcast from the car. I don't know, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Hold on. I was going to say, I needed to ask you about that once this stream is over. And so, guys.
Yeah, we'll do that off air.
Guys, thank you so much. Thanks, Billy, again, man. I appreciate it, man. And guys, thank you. Let's get this thing rolling. And if you are ready for NASCAR, give me that good like. So, thanks, guys.
And we'll see you